right, y'all. It is that time. One more again. Welcome to the Perfecr podcast. Rock T is who I be.
And I'm Crystal, Rock T's better half.
Indeed, she is. And if you guys new to the podcast, listen, we're far from perfect. I know the name of the podcast is called the Perfecr podcast, but we're far from it.
But we're perfect for each other.
That is the glue. That is the key. If you want to have a happy relationship like we do, it hasn't always been perfect. But now we're perfect for each other, and I consider it perfect.
What you mean now? I thought we started as perfect for each other.
Sure, we did.
Okay, here you go.
The honeymoon stage is always perfect, right? Then you go through your little times of ups and downs.
I thought you say we're always in honeymoon phase.
Now we are. But somewhere along the line, I'm trying to stay in honeymoon phase, and you not. Like, I'm like, let's stay in honeymoon phase, and you like, well, I get older. I change. I do this.
I do. And we've already talked about that. Don't let me get started on that.
That's a mental thing, dog. It's like, listen, you can stay in
We
the
do
honeymoon
change.
stage your whole doggone 50 years of marriage if you
Babe,
want to.
this is the introduction. We're sorry. We hope we didn't turn you away.
Pimping. So we're going to be talking about, what we're going to talk about? Hwaming.
We're going to be talking about these men wanting submissive wife.
That's a good one. So,
And do you want a submissive wife or a housekeeper? That's what I want to know.
That's the title of the episode. Submissive wife or housekeeper, or are they both the same?
Hell no. Just so you know, no.
Let's get it. We're finna get into it, man. Perfecr podcast. Make sure you design, subscribe,
Yeah.
download.
I'm listening to you.
Absolutely. Click that little bell, that little alert bell, because every time we drop a new episode every week, you'll get that alert. And go follow the YouTube channel and all the social media platforms. Perfecr podcast. All right, let's go. Start going into it.
Okay, so my friend and I were on the...
You came on as I was still talking. So
Rocky! Stop it.
Okay.
You're about to irritate me.
Okay, go ahead.
They're about to see why I'm not submissive to you. Shit. So, anyways, my friend and I were talking, and he was like, I want a submissive wife. And he was like, you submissive? I said, hey, there's a difference of you talking about a submissive wife and a housekeeper is how I was feeling. And I was like, are you ready to be able to pay all the bills and take care of all the finances in the house? And he got quiet. He's like, what you mean? I was like, you want her to be submissive. So are you willing to just take on the whole responsibility and take on the bills and stuff as a house? He's like, well, I mean, you know, this day and age, I mean, she can work too and pay half the bills and this and that. That doesn't mean, then you don't want a traditional submissive woman. So she don't want, then that means you're not going to be a traditional man. So why does she got to be submissive? And I feel like most men, I don't want to say all men, feel like just because you're a man with a little pee-pee, you deserve to have a woman that is submissive.
Why gotta be little?
Whatever size it is. Because you have a pee-pee, Rocky. Really, you do too much. But because you have a pee-pee, you feel like you have earned the right to have a submissive woman.
Right.
And I don't think that is fair to think that way.
Yeah, this is a very touchy situation because we speak about it all the time.
Yes, we do.
You're very submissive to me, but you're not a slave.
No, I'm not.
You know what I'm saying? You don't just like, yes, sir. Yeah, whatever you need, master. I mean, it ain't nothing like that. It's like, because we 100 in this relationship.
Right.
But you're submissive. I tend to your needs as well. Because when I hear submissive, it's really, in my opinion, I understand it as you tend to your mate's needs. And why can't it be a such thing as both parts, both people, both husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, can be submissive towards each other? Am I overthinking this?
Nope. But not every man thinks this way. They're thinking, again, they want that traditional woman that's going to cook and clean, give them they food and this and that. But now they want the woman to also pay half the bills and do all this other stuff. You want a traditional woman, but you don't want a traditional woman at the same time. You get what I'm saying? Because back in the day, think about it, babe. Back in the olden days, the man was the head of the household. He was the breadwoman. The woman stayed at home, cooked, cleaned, did all that stuff, so on and so forth. That's what he's wanting. That's what I was understanding when I was talking to him. Like, what do you want? Like, right. I want her to do the traditional stuff, what they used to do back in the day. Well, the men back in the day took care of everything when it came to the bills and stuff around the household. So are you willing to do that?
It's simple, man.
My thing, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go
but
ahead.
My thing is, I feel like a man, you're going to earn that submissiveness from your wife, from your spouse, whoever you're with. Because by showing her love, by showing her that you respect her as a partner, by showing her how you speak to her, how you care for her, how you let her know she is your equal is an easy way to get a woman to be very submissive to you.
Come on now.
Because it's more than just being, even if you are the breadwinner and you are the one paying all the bills, you still got to speak to her a certain way. You still got to treat her a certain way for her to want and continue to be submissive to you.
Absolutely. So, look, it's at the end of the day, it's all about communicating with each other. It's all about having an understanding with each other.
Right.
If you want a submissive wife, old school style, like what you just described, cook, clean, take care of the house, and that's it. And that's what she wants to be. And she's cool with being that.
Right.
Okay, cool. Now, if she's not, and she's like, well, listen.
We understand that you got people like that has an understanding. I'm talking about my particular friend because there's a lot of them out there.
Right. But see, he's going to continue to have a problem unless he gets an understanding with his girl or his wife or whatever.
And that's why I'm trying to get him to understand. How do you, if you expect her to cook, clean, and do all this stuff for you and work and pay half the bills, do you understand she can do that shit by herself? And be alone and pay her own bills and be submissive to herself, cook, clean, and cook and do all this stuff for herself?
But is she going to be happy?
She might be happy because she gonna take care of another. That's like taking care of another kid because now you're considering me less than because he still got to make all the decisions. He still is the one that can do whatever he want. She's supposed to just be quiet, do whatever he say, pay half the bills when he wanted to because he don't want to pay all the bills.
Yeah, now that's being a slave.
And to me, I feel like...
And that's actually that's disrespectful.
It is. But there's a lot of men out here that really think that. But they was like, well, y'all women talk about all this. Y'all wanted to vote. You wanted to have equal pay. You want all this stuff. First of all, we still don't have equal pay. But... on to the next. Yes, we are working. Yes, we are making more money, but that does not mean that we're trying to take over as a male role. Not all women are trying to do that because I know there's a lot of alpha women out there because I know you're about to get on that too that's trying to take on wear the man pants of the house. But not all women are trying to do that. We want to be created equal. We want to be in a relationship where we can do things together. Mm-hmm. And to me, I feel like once you have that conversation togetherness and y'all both are going to be submissive like you say, but if you're just telling me I have to do this and you have nothing, you can just do whatever you want, damn it, I can do that by myself and I got my own kids to take care of.
Well, sometimes in some relationships that the woman is the breadwinner of the family and the man is not. And the man may be at home doing the housework. Taking care of the kids.
Right.
Doing the cooking.
And I've seen that.
And it's an understanding between the two.
And it works.
And it works for that couple or whoever.
That doesn't make the man a less than of a man either.
It sure don't.
And it doesn't make the woman like she's the man of the house. No, it's just that she just so happened to be the one. What?
Okay, now, there are some things
here we go.
that will make a man less of a man if he doesn't do certain things. Okay, let's just say cutting the grass. You can't have your girl out there cutting the grass, weed eating and stuff, when you up in the doggone house watching soap operas.
First, wait.
That stuff like that, you can't do that stuff, man.
You can't
have your girl changing the oil in your car.
I'm not doing that shit.
Pulling transmissions or whatever. But why you up in the house?
Wait, listen, first of all.
Burp the baby. Burp the baby.
No. Now you're being sexist. You are being sexist a little bit.
No.
The reason why I'm saying that.
Now, hold on. Let me finish my point.
Okay,
finish my point. Now, look. Are there female mechanics out there? Absolutely.
Yes.
Are there female people that do the yard and cut grass?
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, it goes back to the understanding. If the woman says, hey, honey, I enjoy cutting the grass.
Right.
I enjoy working on the car. I know you a man and you can do it too, but I want to do it. That's like therapy to me. Okay, cool. That's an understanding. Now, if you came to me with that, and you really enjoy cutting the grass and stuff like that, and you know I enjoy it too, I'm going to take that off your head, and I'm probably not going to let you do it, because I'm just going to be like, okay, honey.
Well, why would you take that joy and pleasure away from me if I want to do it? Why would we just do it together?
We got to share it then.
Right, I'm saying we can do it together, like you do the front and I do the backyard.
Right, but if it's a situation to the extreme of the guy just I don't do yard work, because I know dudes. I know guys like that. Mm-hmm. They don't do yard work. They don't do anything. It's like, hey, man, I just hire somebody to do it all for me. And that's cool. If you want to do that, that's fine. Whatever you float your boat.
That's fine, too.
Right. But, when it comes to what we're talking about, the male and the female.
To me, it's just like these alpha males that feels like they have to have this submissive wife. And just because you are a man, that you are supposed to get a wife that does do whatever you say, when you want, how you want it, and so on and so forth. And then you're going to wonder why when somebody else come up and scoop her ass up and treat her like the queen that she is and treat her more as a partner and as an equal person as he is, because you leaving her behind and you're treating her like she's less than, especially when she wants to be heard. It's different if she doesn't want to be heard. If she doesn't care, she wants, like you said, she's okay with just doing whatever you say, submitting to whatever you say. But when you have a lot and he has a girl, this is why I'm saying this, because I hope he's listening. Because you have a girl that wants to be heard.
Right.
She wants to be your equal. She wants to be your partner. She doesn't want to be just left to the side. She wants to help make decisions. Just because you have the final say, how is that even fair? Because it's like you're not even taking what I'm saying in consideration because your mind's already made up.
Yeah, you can't do that, man. That's very disrespectful. You gotta roll together side by side. I'm the man in the house.
Yes, you are.
She lets me lead our home, but I lead with her by my side.
Exactly.
I don't be like, come on, like a little puppy dog or whatever. You follow me, whatever. Listen, we lead together.
And there are some things, because he would brought up a point. He was like, well, you always say, well, whatever he wants, I just let him make decisions on that. That's because I don't really care about the decision on what it is. It's not a big deal to me when it comes to cars. It's just, cars are just not that big of a deal to me. I don't really get into it. I don't care too much. It's just as long as it drives smooth and get me from point A to point B. That's all I need. So if he goes into, well, babe, well, this got that, I'm like, oh, okay, well, what you think? He was like, well, I think this. Okay, well, just go ahead and get it. I really don't care. So I'm going to go ahead and go. Like, it's whatever you want to do. I don't really care about that stuff. Mm-hmm. But there are certain situations where I'm like, no, I don't want to do that, even if how much he wants to do it. No, we're not going to do it that way. Then we have to come to a compromise where we're going to do something where we both can actually agree with and go together. So it's not just always one-sided.
Right.
Is what I'm saying. And I'm trying to get him to understand that it's not always one-sided. And then as a man, just because you help clean up the house with your wife, or you put a load of laundry in a washer, just because you wash the dishes of them does not mean you're weak or you're less than and you're not the head of the household.
Right.
That makes you more of a man. That makes you more masculine.
Come on now.
There's a difference of an alpha male and a divine masculinity.
Ooh.
There's a difference.
Huge difference.
Between the two. And I'd rather have that other one. Do you hear me?
The divine masculinity?
Yes.
Come on now.
I'd rather have the other one. Oh my God.
Divine masculinity. Oh.
Because you don't mind. Now, he don't wash dishes. You won't.
I sure don't.
He won't.
But I don't have a problem doing it. But here's why I don't, because you don't like the way I wash dishes.
No. Babe, you liar.
You don't like the way I wash dishes.
Rocky.
You don't like the way I wash clothes.
No, I don't.
You don't like the way I fold clothes.
No, I don't.
So what's the point?
No, okay, listen.
Why am I going to do all this when you're going to come behind me and redo it anyways?
No, what I'm saying is, Rocky, you won't wash. I don't even remember when you've ever washed the dishes since we've been together. Dating, girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance, to husband and wife. Rocky has not washed one dish.
Because we got a dishwasher.
Babe, I don't even think you put him in a dishwasher.
Sure I did.
What he does is he'll scrape all the stuff off the plate. He'll put some water over it in the sink and put it in the sink. He will pile. I was gone for a weekend. Rocky, I promise you, I knew what he ate all 3 days. It was all in the sink.
Yeah.
Pots, pans, anything. He don't even use pots. It's really, well, yeah, you should do because you make your rice. But he'll have a little pan because he'll make his little sausages and he'll put his rice and sausage and mix it together.
I got certain little quick snack. I call them college snacks.
His survival mode when wifey is gone.
Absolutely.
That's what he has when I'm gone. He has the survival meals. But they're all in the sink. And I'm like, babe, really? Yeah. You can't put the dishes in the dishwasher? Huh. Well, I figured you'd be home.
But you kind of form a habit.
No, Rocky won't wash a dish. Now, listen, ladies, I used to get so upset.
Oh, you finna start preaching now.
Because he would not wash these dishes. And I would be like, really, I'm just like, I don't understand it. And will cause a big argument. Then one of my friends kind of sat me down and was like, well, does he do anything else? I said, well, yeah, he'll mop, he'll sweep, he'll do the laundry. He'll clean the house. He'll do all this other stuff. He do the lawn. He does everything else. He'll do everything else. He just won't wash a dish. She said, well, you shut the hell up then. And I just got quiet.
Keep that friend right there.
I got quiet. I was like, she said, girl, that man do everything else. And the only thing he ain't doing is watch. Girl, be quiet. Wash them damn dishes. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, you're right.
Yeah,
You
come on.
right. And so I started to weigh it out, and I was like, it makes sense. So what I'm saying is, it's a balance. There's things that he won't do that I understand he won't do, and I'm okay with that.
That's a real good point to make, because we spend so much time harping on what we don't do,
Right.
what my mate doesn't do, and what I don't like about my mate. And he frustrates me. She bothers me when she do this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's stop for a second, and let's make a list of the things that he or she does well, or that you do like about the person. Then you get your two lists, and you compare. Is there more positives than negatives, or are there more negative than positive? Or you may be surprised, it may be like right down the middle, even. And then once you realize that, it's like, okay, this is not that big of a deal.
It really was.
So now let's compromise some of the things that we dislike about each other.
Right.
And then, maybe some of those dislikes can move over to the likes after you compromise.
Right.
So,
But again, and now that I think about it, I'm like, you're right. He will help. I don't like the way he cleans in the house. I really don't like how he does the laundry, but I do appreciate it. So when he does it, I'm like, thank you, babe. He'll do all the laundry and pile all them clothes up. That's what he'll do. He won't fold them.
Because
he'll pile them up. And I used to get mad, like, can you at least fold them? Or can you put them up? Can you do this and that? And then I'm like, you know what?
Tell the whole truth. You got mad when I folded them up because I didn't fold up the way you wanted them to be folded up.
Rocky folds, like, he balls them up. He gets it, he just like.
So what's the point of folding them up if you don't like it? You gonna
because you ball up the
take
clothes.
them out and refold them again. So I'm smart. I'm learning.
Because you ball up the clothes. You're supposed to fold them a certain way. So when you do take them out, they don't be wrinkled. Folds them up as if when you take it out, it seems like it's been, somebody did like this and put it in one of them little egg things. You know where your little pantyhose used to come in them little egg things? That's how Rocky balls up the clothes.
Went old school on that
He
one.
balls up your clothes and put them in the drawer. I'm like, do not ball up my clothes.
They don't even make them pantyhose.
I know. Shut up.
The egg pantyhose.
That's how you do them.
Yeah, but see, here's the deal, man. But I'm learning. Like, she folds clothes like better than the store.
Rocky.
Like, you go into a store and all the clothes are folded up nice and neat, and this, wow. When she folds up clothes, the seam is still in the sleeve.
Rocky.
And you got the little square boxes that's when you unfold the shirt. That's how she fold clothes up.
Because I like them like that, because I feel like they're not as much, you don't need to iron that much if you do have to iron them.
So because you like them like that and you enjoy folding clothes up like that, guess what I'm going to do?
And that's why I don't
I'm gonna
complain.
let you do
right.
it.
And I don't complain about it anymore. Like, I don't. I'll be like, okay, thanks, babe. Thanks. I fold them up and put them up myself.
But the lesson is, because she does all that, that don't mean that she's being like a slave. That don't mean she's being submissive to me because of that.
Well, I am, and I'm okay with being submissive. I'm inspired to be submissive to him. I always say this.
So
don't require me to do anything. Inspire me to do it.
Right.
And because I'm inspired to be submissive, he's inspired to be submissive to me. So we're doing it both together. So we're growing together. Like, y'all got to understand that. And that's why I was trying to get him to understand. You can't expect your wife to be so submissive, because he was like, you always, when you cook, you make his plate, you make sure he has his plate, you get him ready and everything before you even get your plate and get yourself set.
Right.
I was like, I do. But I enjoy that, and that's because he's appreciative of it. Mm-hmm. But if you sitting up here telling me, what's taking you so long? Why my food ain't here?
Right.
Well, I thought you was going to start earlier. I don't think I really like that. Bet you don't eat. Bet you don't get a plate.
Wait a minute.
I bet you won't get shit from me. And then guess what? I'll cook your favorite meal, and then you can't touch none of it. How about that?
That's cold-blooded.
That's what I want to tell his girlfriend. He's like, that's why you can't talk to her. I said, well, please don't put her on the phone with me, because I'm gonna help her out.
Okay, now let me speak from the man's perspective on using that same example that you just used when it comes to you making sure that my plate is made before you even make your own plate. Now, fellas, you can do the same thing to your girl. You can do the same thing to your wife. You can, like, listen, have the common courtesy to say, hey, babe, would you like me to make your plate? Would you like me to get anything for you? Now, she may say, no, thank you, I'll get it, because she knows how she wants it.
I about to say, most of the time I say no.
She never wants me to make her plate. But she will never, ever be able to say that I didn't ask.
Well, Mother's Day, I let you make my plate.
Yeah, that's once, and I'm fine without making your plate.
Day, and then when I don't feel good, you bring me my plate, you make my plate.
Absolutely.
But here's how Rocky brings my plate. He'll bring my plate out. No silverware. There's no napkins. nothing to drink. You're like, I was constantly like, babe, where's the fork? Where's my napkin? Like when he sits down to eat, he has napkin, he got the knife, he got his fork, he got spoons if he need it. He has his cup, he has drinks, he got ice in it if he needs it. He has he don't even have to ask. He has his salt and pepper right there if he needs his salt and pepper.
And when she makes my plate, the food looks like a picture in a restaurant. Like it's pretty, everything's separated. It's
Rocky
just like you don't even want to touch. You don't even want to eat it. The way she places it on the plate. But when I make her plate, it don't look like that.
No, it has juices all running through it, swirling around. So if you lean the plate a little bit, shit might fall off. I'm like, babe, but I don't say anything. I'm like, you know what, babe? Thank you. Shit, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, so you want me to pay attention to details?
Yes, like every time I'm like, babe.
I think we just discovered why you don't like me making your plate.
That's okay. I get it myself. Because by the time I'm going to have to get up and get everything anyway because you don't get everything.
No, it makes sense now because you be not feeling well. You be sick, and I'm like, hey, babe, I'll make your plate for you. You still be like, I'll come in there and get it.
Yeah, every time. It's okay, babe. Because I would either get irritated, like, really? Every time? We've been together 16 years, and he still forgets a fork, or he still won't bring a napkin. And then here, look, oh, you want something to drink? Do you think? Yes. Yeah. Babe, why are you laughing? You have to be shamed. But again, so if I want to keep getting pissed off, or should I just go ahead and be like, no, it's okay, I'll do it because I don't want to get pissed off about it.
Wait a minute, who eats food without washing it down without a drink? And I got the nerve, the audacity to ask you if you want something to drink.
And he'd be like, oh. Like he didn't know I wanted something to drink. Like, oh, okay, babe, what you want? What you want? What you want? What you want? Okay. And there's only like 3 drinks that I drink in the house because all other drinks is for him and my son because they're the one that drinks everything and anything.
So
it's either my sugar-free, my Dr. Perfecr Zero.
Yep. Water. Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Actually, 2 things.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or tea. And we hardly ever have tea because everybody drinks it up. So if those are 2 things in the house, so you already know I always have water by the bed. I always have water with me because I just have to always have my water. So I'm like, yeah, I want a Dr. Pepper. Oh. He'll go and he will leave. And he won't come back. And I'm like, babe, what's up? Did you forget something? What you need? Like, are you serious? Rocky, why are you laughing? I'm getting hot. It's hot, babe. You not hot?
Go ahead, you get the arrow. Got the arrow.
You getting hot too. I'm already starting to sweat. Rocky. He laughing because it's not funny because you do that all the time.
I'm sorry, man. That's funny, though. Because I be catching myself because I get distracted and I got short-term memory. So when she asked me to go get her something and I don't know what happens, our son does this.
And you get mad at him.
On my way to the kitchen, something will pop in my head like a thought or I forgot to do something. And instead of me saying, all right, let me go ahead and finish getting this drink from my honey boo, then I can get back to what just popped in my head. What just popped in my head takes my attention. I'm the guy, hey, there's a red balloon.
Yes.
Oh, look, there's a yellow one.
It just recently, no, I have to say this too, because it just recently happened. So, no, when I say recently happened, like, 2 days ago, what was it, Saturday? We're getting ready to show our house because we're getting ready to move out to our property. So people were coming in. I swept, my son pissed me off because he was supposed to make sure his room was swept and everything together. So of course he didn't. So I sweep everything in the middle of the floor of his room. And I said, babe, go make sure you pick up all the trash in his room, like sweep it up and put it in the trash. He's like, all right, I'm going to do that now. People are coming in the house. I promise you, 2 couples came in. And they're coming in and we're showing them. And I never go back there to my son's room. Didn't go back there. So I'm like, oh, it's fine or whatever. I go back there and there's a pile of trash in the middle of his room floor.
Yeah.
And I said, Rocky.
So, but here's what happened. No excuse, but I'm just telling you what happened. I'm on my way. I go through the kitchen to get to my son's room. And when I got to the kitchen, there was a bunch of boxes on the little island. So, which was trash. So I grabbed those and took them out to the garage and put them in, in the trash in the recycle bin or whatever. And then forgot to come back in and go pick up the trash out of our son.
So these people are coming in, and I'm like, I am so sorry. Like, I did not mean for this trash. And then he was like, well, babe, wasn't there some toys in there too? Like, what does it matter? It's a pile of trash, and we're showing the house, and we want people to get here. We want them to buy it. What kind of sense does that make? So I'm like, I apologize. He's like, oh, no, we understand. I'm like, oh, my gosh. So he does forget. So, again, we can easily keep getting mad, but if you understand your mate and you learn who they are, there's certain things that you're going to be like, okay, there he goes again. But you still should work on getting better at it.
Oh,
but
yeah,
that
absolutely.
is why he does write everything down. And I will give him that. He was like, he writes everything down. I have to remind him. And it is what it is, because there's certain things that I do that I still do that I've been doing for a long time that he can't stand, but I can't help it.
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
I mean, you can help it. You just,
Well, what is it?
I mean, you've gotten better.
What is it? What is it? That's why he getting quiet.
Why you're the one that brought it up, so you already know what you do.
I don't know what I do. What'd
you bring it up then?
Okay, what is it?
Listen. So we want to thank you guys for this week's of the Perfecr podcast. Download, subscribe, go tell 5 people. Everyone that's watching this episode right now, take your time and just say, okay, I know 3, 4, 5 people to go check out the Perfecr podcast. One time, I promise you're going to be hooked, okay? Subscribe, all that stuff, man. Or go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Man, the reason why we're able to do this is because of you guys. Yep. All right. If you guys aren't listening and watching and all that kind of good stuff, then we're not going to be able to do it. All right. There it is.
Oh my gosh, he's such a rambler. See you guys later.
Deuces. Bye. Well, pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, billy goats and girls and bats and everything else.
Why do you do that? Just say ladies and gentlemen, or just say hi. We are here to tell you guys where to subscribe.
Why are you talking like that? You don't even talk like that. Talk
I know,
yourself.
because I'm waiting for you. Okay.
Subscribe.
Okay. Subscribe. Please listen. You will not be sorry.
Did you just fart?
No, that's your breath.
Oh, comeback time.
Bye.